shutdown sequence initiated.
Transfer of data is complete.
Initiating shutdown sequence.
I'm standing here at the corner of Yonge and Gould Street in downtown Toronto in front of what used to be a Toronto landmark, Sam the Record Man. This building stands as a stark reminder of the consequences of the digital age. Even today, CD sales continue to decline, and although online retailers are on the rise, they're not growing fast enough to close the gap. As a result, the industry continues to suffer, as do those who depend on it.
A long time ago we used to
People like Spencer Dustin.
start out our shows this way. Mr. Record Man, I'm looking for a song I heard today.
Although Sam's once boasted a chain of 130 stores, Destin now runs one of only 2 surviving locations from the Bay of Quinte Mall in Belleville, Ontario. Today, his shop sells everything from t-shirts to action figures and video games as music sales continue to slip. Due to online piracy, he's been forced to look for alternative revenue streams. And he still can't understand why the industry was so slow to respond to the new digital reality in the post-Napster age.
When they came along, everybody fell asleep at the switch. The record companies fell asleep, the retailers fell asleep, and we should have seen the signs. As you have the music revenue stream shrinking, you need to replace it with something. So we did that with movies in '95, and that was very, very, very successful. We haven't been able to replicate that. We haven't been able to find another revenue stream that would account for 20 or 30% of our business. We're now venturing forth into games, and maybe that will be it. I don't know.
Graham Henderson is the president of CREA, the Canadian Recording Industry Association. When Napster was launched in late 1999, he was an executive with Universal Music Canada. Although the industry wasn't quite ready for the digital revolution, he said, they knew it was coming.
It didn't do anything to us that it didn't do to the rest of the world. I mean, in a way, it revolutionized it. It served a challenge to our businesses, to our artists, to the managers, to the whole community, that we were going to have to reinvent ourselves in an unprecedented manner.
And through it all, sales continued to decline.
Hundreds of millions of dollars were spent in a race to get a product into the marketplace as fast as we could before the Napsters of the world became entrenched. Bronfman's admonition to us at the time was 6 months. You have 6 months to figure out how we can take these records and give them to people this way. It took more like 2 years. But the challenges along the way were legendary.
Corey Andreka is one of the creators of the virtual world's Second Life. Today, he's the Executive Vice President of Digital Marketing for music giant EMI. It will be up to him and his team to figure out how the label can utilize technology to move forward and make the most of the new digital reality.
One of the biggest challenges when you look at music going forward is we've had a very long period where the model was simple. We sold a piece of plastic to fans. It's unlikely that there will be such simple choices going forward. It's far more likely that there will be many models, and those models will be dependent upon your genre, your geography, your popularity. If the threat to your career is obscurity, then sharing may be a tool you can use. But the challenge becomes, how do we make sure we can do that in a way that's legal, that's fair to the fans and fair to the artist? And I don't think there's any one answer there either.
As for Spencer Dustin, he only wishes the labels could be offering a little more help.
I've been after them now for 4 years to give us production on site. They already have a fantastic distribution center. They already know that people love to shop. They already know that when you go to iTunes, you buy one tune. When you come into my store, you're going to be susceptible to some suggestions. You're going to be looking for some recommendations. And all of a sudden, they're saying, no, we can't do it through the brick and mortars. We're going to do it through iTunes, or we're going to have our own site. And I'm not saying they shouldn't do that. That's technology. Of course, they should be offering an electronic distribution of their product. But hey, you already have a distribution channel that's proven itself.
But just as technology helped destroy traditional models for the music industry, it is now presenting new ones. Terry McBride is the co-founder and CEO of Vancouver's Network Records. He says that after a decade of dark days, the music industry is at a crossroads, blessed with a second chance.
Heaven bent, take my hand and lead me through the fire.
The music business has been through a recession for the last 10 years. But the next 2 years is going to be turned upside down. And I think everyone's focused upon ISPs and digital downloads and litigation and copyright law, and no one's focusing on what's happening with smartphones and apps and how everything's about to get shifted like 180. The whole function has been to control and make it a hassle to consume music. And they've got to change that thought process. So they get one more kick at the can.
One artist who might have been doomed to such obscurity without the internet is Andrew Nielsen, also known by his stage name of MC Lars. Nielsen describes himself as a post-punk laptop rapper, whose kitschy songs are mostly available for free from his website, but might not have found an audience without file sharing.
Even though music is really cheap to make, it's not free. And so I think, file sharing lets people find out about music that they can then support.
Other artists, such as 9 Inch Nails and Radiohead, have experimented with pay-as-you-want models. Greg Gillis, better known as the mashup artist Girl Talk, also utilized the pay-what-you-want model for his latest album, Feed the Animals.
The whole, stereotypes, about why you start a band for making money or getting chicks, all that would fundamentally change if, no longer records were sold, no longer could you make money off it.
David Usher was the frontman of the Vancouver rock band Moist in the 1990s. He's had a front row seat to the changes at the labels, and although he's been offered 360 deals in the past, he's not convinced they're the way of the future.
When an artist signs over all their rights for everything to a company that has never proven they can sell, I'm not sure that's a good deal.
Although the music industry still faces a considerable uphill struggle, the toughest battle it may need to win is one against itself.
When you come off of a long period of sustained impressive growth and the direction changes, it's harder to think about new opportunities, new ideas, and to take risks when you think that things aren't going well. Technology and digital really helps that and gives us an opportunity to understand that better than ever before. And with that understanding, be able to move forward, hopefully far more quickly than we could have in the past without technology.